So tell me a little bit about Exit 13.
The record, basically, I made 3 albums to get one. Wanted to make sure that it was very diversified in terms of the type of music I was making and creating. I wanted to. I didn't want when people walk away after listening to the record, I want them to feel relieved and comfortable and happy and excited. I didn't want it to be like a burden to listen to it, like some type of dark, heavy thing that I'm laying on people. I wanted people to just feel excited and energized. So I did songs, some that are really silly and whimsical, like songs like my first single, Baby, all the way to songs that are a little more risque but still cool, like Heartbeat, and then, you know, even things that are a little socially conscious but in a high road kind of way, you know what I'm saying? So I you know, just really wanted to make sure that the album was entertaining, you know what I'm saying? That was the main thinking. Sometimes I would focus on wordplay and content for the purist side of those who enjoy that, and then other times I would just focus on making something that really felt good, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You know, so
is this really your grand exit? This is the last album?
no, it's the last album under my contract. You know,
Okay.
the Exit 13 it represents two things. It represents the fact that it's my 13th album contractually with Def Jam, and it's also my last album under that contract. The third, I did 2 deals with Def Jam, a 10-album deal, then a 3-album, and this is the 3rd album of the 3 albums, so it's the 13th album, and it's the end of my contract. It also represents the fact that I want to embrace a lot of young artists, and I'm transitioning in that way from just being purely an artist to also helping other artists get out there. You know, I put a few people on early on, like Foxy Brown and DMX, but this particular, you know, this time I'm, you know, like with Boom Dizzle and what have you, I have all of the young kids, hundreds of kids that I'm supporting and putting on, so it feels good. But it's not, no, I still love music. And I mean, like, I just got news today, like my video is like number 10 on TRL today and number 8 on 106, so.
Wow. Speaking of the MTV commercials, who came up with that? Were you a part of it? It's so silly, but it's refreshing and it's so cool. How did that come about?
I thought of the MTV commercials because so many people, first of all, let me say this. I'm not trying to be old school or new school. LL Cool J is classic. I'm not trying to recapture something that was done 100 years ago, and I'm not trying to imitate what's happening now. I just want to give people my interpretation of the music that we do today. You know, the only person I guess I could be compared to in certain respect is maybe a guy like Dre, Dr. Dre, but the difference is he came out after me, but he always has, you know, the other artists that he produces out there in front, which it's a little different when you got to be the front man in every project, you know, at least as a solo artist. And I respect him. He's incredibly talented. I'm just trying to, you know, show, you know, where I'm at with it. That being said, I did the MTV commercials because so many people always say, oh, LL, you read, oh, LL's old and he needs to do this. Like, I said, you know what? Okay. You know what? I'll just put some makeup on and be 90 years old and do head sprung and sing I Need Love for an 80-year-old lady. Whole lot. That's how much I care about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't care about that. Like, I just wanted to, let's put it all the way out there. Being as we talking about it, let's just go all the way. You know what I'm saying? Because people have got to understand that this is about entertainment and this is about music. This is about doing what you love. This is not about LL Cool J and LL Cool J eternally being in high school. I did not volunteer for that assignment. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you know, like people have got to know that I am comfortable with being a grown man. And I'm totally okay with it. And the only way to show that it's okay is to just put it all the way out there on MTV, which is probably the youngest channel you could find, and say, yo, you know, unless Nickelodeon, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, we weren't doing it there. So it's like, go to MTV, be a 95-year-old, and just, you know, have some fun with it. Because I don't take that part of my career seriously. I think, you know, I look at guys like Mick Jagger. I look at even, you know, Madonna or, you know, Michael Jackson, people that are comfortable with maturing during the course of their careers. People like Prince, You know, we don't have those issues in other genres. So I said, you know what? Let's just have some fun with it. Plus, I'm crazy.
Definitely.
On top of everything else. I'm absolutely nuts.
AllThat'sFab.com is a female-oriented site.
Love that.
And we really appreciate the fact that you're a family man, been with your wife for so long. So, like, what's the secret to that?
Man.
Keeping everything together and being LL Cool J.
You know what? I just prioritize. Try to make time for my family. Try to be there. I don't worship myself. You know what I'm saying? I worship God. It's not about what I have. It's about who I am in here. You know, it's not about who I am out here. And that's the way I try to conduct myself in the house. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if somebody asks me to take the garbage out, I just take the garbage out. I don't say, you know, I'm number 10 on TRL, take your own garbage out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Wow. So, you know, those are the things. It's the little things, man. You know?
Yeah. How did you, back to the album right quick, how did you link up with 50?
The album, actually 50 didn't executive produce the album that I'm putting out, like this baby song and all of this stuff.
Okay.
We did an album together, but I did 3 albums to get this one album. I did an album with 50, then I did another record with a bunch of European producers. Then I did another record. That'll be, you know, they'll be doing that next year, and somebody will tell you that they were the first to. Let me get that out there now. Yeah, I work with some people from Europe too. So next year, when you guys try to say that you were the first one to find a producer from Europe, you weren't. All right. I did that, you know, and then I did another album with primarily producers from America. And I looked at the 3 albums, and then I took what I thought made sense for me as an album, and you know, and put it together, and you know, it drove the label crazy because God knows I kept spending, but you know, they supported me, and I think we got a great record. You know what I'm saying?
You're from New York, and on the site we always tell people about cool new places to go and things to do. What do you like to do in New York?
Man, to keep it real with you, I like to go home and go to sleep. When I'm in New York, man, I don't like to do nothing. What I like to do when I'm in New York. You know, I go to Mr. Chow's, I go to Il Molino, you know, go to the gym, you know. I like to go to the spa, you know what I'm saying, get smoothed out, you know what I'm saying. You know, get the bottom of my feet rubbed and all that. Let them tighten me up. You know what I'm saying? I keep it pretty basic. You know, it's all basic.
So we know that I'm sure Exit 13 is number 1 in the CD player, CD changer. We're getting ready for the album release. But who else, you know, could we find on your iPod or? Well,
actually, Exit 13 is number 1 through 10 because then you got different versions of songs and mixes and masters and everything. Like, I mean, I'm not fronting on you. I mean, I open this joint right here. This is all music. This is music. It's music. You know, I'm not fronting. Like, you know, there's no iPod in my life right now. I'm in the dinosaur age because I'm working on album, and you know, we use the physical CDs that we burn to create. You know what I'm saying? But you know. Right now, this is what I'm listening to. I'm listening to my album, and I'm even going to sit here and try to pretend. It doesn't mean that I don't like what's going on. It doesn't mean I'm not a fan of what's out there, but this is what I'm listening to because I'm focused on it. When it comes to musical selections outside of my album, right now, I'm just relying on the radio, satellite radio, and maybe streaming stuff online to hear, you know, what's going on. But I'm doing me, B. Like, I'm trying to do this. Like, I'm trying to give them a hot album that they can enjoy and love and... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm listening to everything out there. You know, like I think that looking boy, you know what I'm saying? He talking about, oh, I need love, LL Cool J, look at here, whatever. Young Jock is hilarious with that, man.